Week 1 of training camp is in the books, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into Patriots Today by Chat Sports. I am your host, Brett Alper, and after Week 1, 4 practices in, we've seen a lot of good things and we've seen a couple of bad things. So I thought, let's talk about the winners and losers of just the first couple of weeks, because now they're putting on the pads. So this is where the real gets real. I know it's just been in shells and jerseys, but here is where we really get to see who is going to be playing football and who might be going home. So a couple of winners and losers. I got 3 winners and 2 losers. If you guys could predict just who the winners and losers are. The first one, it's an obvious one, and that is Mr. Drake Maye. And I'll just say this, we saw throughout the offseason just how much Drake Maye was bought in, how he was having workouts throughout North Carolina, bringing in his teammates. And now it's translating to the football field, because throughout the first couple of practices, Drake Maye really looks like the leader of this team, and it looks like he is just completely up to his potential from the first year that he was the quarterback of the Patriots, going into his second year, and even doesn't even look like a 22-year-old. That's what Garrett Bradbury said. I mean, the new Patriots center, who we'll get into, might not even be the center of this team going forward. But this is what he said, and he had a big quote, but this is what Carlos A. Lopez tweeted out. Said, Drake's the best. Everything that everyone says, you try not to listen to, but it's true. He's got all the potential in the world. And then Bradbury says Maye let him stay at his home when he moved to New England. And if we want to talk about just his character, but let's also talk about just his play on the field. We got a little highlight from Mr. Javon Baker. Yeah, Javon Baker making a play, and this was to practice. There was a play that beat this one later in Saturday's practice, but play of the day, Drake Maye dials up a deep ball to Baker, who gets behind the defense for a 60-ish yard touchdown in 7-on-7 drills. And first real signs of life from Baker, the 2024 round pick in this camp. And the stats, they do not lie for Drake Maye. The one big thing is he has no interceptions, but 34 of 48. Now, Saturday's practice was the complete opposite of Thursday's practice. On Thursday, we saw the short little dink and dunk passes where Drake Maye was 8 for 9, 14 for 15. He was just completing passes left, here, and right, but they weren't going deep. Well, Saturday, that's when they were going deep, and I think he finished around 9 for 17. Not the best what you want to see, but going forward, 34 of 48 it's great. It's above 60%, obviously, and I'm really looking forward to see what he can do once you put the pads on, because the defensive line is getting to the quarterback, but they're just called sacks. So I don't really know how much the offensive line is going to hold up, and that's what you want to see specifically by Drake Maye going in, because once the defensive line gets to actually hit the quarterback, well, not really hit him, but get to him, that's where we really see how the pressure is going to be and if he can handle that going forward. But we got football in less than just about 2 weeks away. I want to say less than 2 weeks. I'm not good at dates, but August 8th, the Patriots play the Commanders in the first preseason game, people, and we will be live for a watch party covering the whole entire game. We will go live an hour before kickoff, 6:30 Eastern, so you're not going to want to miss it. First watch party for me as the host of Patriots Today. So subscribe now so you don't miss it, and join us on August 8th. First loser, and this goes to the wide receiver, and it's a loser, Mr. Jaylen Polk, and it's just because he hasn't showed up on the field at all. He has not practiced whatsoever, has not seen the field, has not done any sort of involvement in this team. And we see from Savage Sports, yesterday's practice, 4th consecutive day that he was absent. And now you got to think okay, why wasn't he placed on the PUP list? Well, he was not placed on the PUP list because he passed his physical. So if you passed your physical, you should be able to practice. Well, he came up with an injury, and he's not on the field. And when you're not on the field, and Matt Collins is on the PUP list, but you have to kind of guarantee his roster spot, he's a lock. Jaylen Polk is not a lock to make this roster at all. I know it's only his second year, but with what he did last season with not even 15 catches on the year, and going into this, not playing when you have a bunch of wide receivers, you drafted Kyle Williams, you brought in Stephon Diggs, you're falling way below the depth chart on here. You saw that tweet from Mike Reese. Javon Baker even made a play. Could he possibly be going ahead of Jaylen Polk? Like, you're on the outside looking in. You got to be on the field. You have to prove that you still can make this team. And if you're not playing, then what the hell are you doing? And Mike Reese gave a little clarification throughout the week, and it was that he was fighting muscle tightness, minor muscle tightness. And for me personally, if I know that I'm not a lock to make this roster, yeah, I know you're a second-round pick and all, but you have to go out there and just give it your all. You can't be playing cautious. You see right there, it was playing it cautious early. Now is not the time to be cautious when your roster spot is on the line. Your job is on the line here, Jaylen Polk. I just, you got to be on the field. And he was just working out with Drake Maye in North Carolina, so obviously he should be able to at least practice, not just doing individual stuff. We saw him doing some individual stuff, but get on the field, do some reps, please, because if you don't, you're going to be cut August 26th when they need to go down to roster cuts. Will Jaylen Polk make the roster? What do you guys think? Go type in the comments right now, yes, or give me a no. Right now, it's a definite no for my book because he's got to play. You're not just going to keep some guy on the roster. If a guy like Efton Chisholm is breaking out and then you have to make a spot for him, Jaylen Polk could easily be cut. Sticking with the wide receivers, and it's looking like he might be over Stephon Diggs as the number one guy, and that's Pop Douglas. He is probably the biggest winner of Patriots training camp just through 1 week. It seems like the connection between Drake Maye and Pop Douglas is just intertwined. They seem like they're on the same wavelength. Every single highlight you see from either of those guys, it's just like, yeah, Pop Douglas and Drake Maye are connected. And we know that he's going to be the slot guy. And we know that Kyle Williams is going to be behind him, but also just I really think Demario Douglas could break out in 2025 and get the Patriots to that 1,000-yard reception or 1,000-yard receiver that they haven't had since 2019. He's been Drake Maye's favorite target by far. By far. Most catches out of all of the Patriots, even over Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs had a very, very quiet training camp on Saturday, but it's been Pop. It's always been Pop. And with Josh McDaniels' new offense, it really seems like he's going to thrive in that classic, what I talked about before, dink and dunk, short type of passes. This is from Sleeper NFL, and they kind of just like, they said what Taylor Kyle said, who works for Patriots CLNS, and he's a great reporter. He said Demario Douglas has been the Patriots' best pass catcher. It's not even close. He looks more comfortable than ever under Josh McDaniels, consistently getting open, catching everything thrown his way, and becoming Drake Maye's favorite target. And I wanted to bring up, like, I can't show you guys the video, but if you go on Twitter and you'll find it, and I kind of cheated a little bit. You could see this first picture. Drake Maye throwing the ball, absolutely a cannon, deep route. And you don't see Pop Douglas in the clip at all right there. Well, you go to the second photo. Thank you, producer Moose. You could see, yeah, Pop Douglas catching that, beating the defender, going right into the end zone. It was the absolute play of training camp so far, and it's good to see that. Yeah, Drake Maye's got a cannon, and also Pop Douglas can beat the defense because he is going, I'm saying it now, he's going to thrive in a McDaniels offense. You compare him to Julian Edelman in the slot, a Danny Amendola type player. Like, you're not going to have him go deep so much, but across the middle, you're going to find Pop Douglas a lot. Got two more winners and losers to go over, but first, got a deal for you guys. This Patriots hoodie is still on sale for $23.99. Yeah, it's originally $70, and you can get it 65% off. Chatsports.com/Pats hoodie. We'll have that in the comments and description of today's video, and you can get yours today. If you want to be repping the Patriots come November when it's actually cold, you got to get your hoodie now while supplies last because it's not always going to be on sale. So make sure you get yours today. Chatsports.com/Pats hoodie. It's a sleek one. I like the red sleeves. I know Judon's not here anymore, but you can still rep the Pats. Chatsports.com/Patriots hoodie. So I got a loser, and it's on the linebackers, and he was kind of a loser during OTAs because he got hurt, and he got hurt again. Jahlani Tavai, you are our next loser, and I look at this and I really want him to be healthy going into this year. But after what we saw from last season, yeah, he gets a lot of tackles, but his PFF grades just were not good whatsoever. Brian Hines, who covers the Patriots, he tweeted this out on July 26th as Jahlani Tavai, who injured his calf this spring, has departed the field in opening positional drills after a visit to the trainer and with head athletic trainer Jim Whalen. Like, getting hurt again. And that's not what you want to see because Tavai cannot afford. He cannot afford to get hurt. He can't afford to fall behind because the Patriots have a deep, and I mean deep, linebacker core. You have Robert Spillane clearly as you're going to be one guy. But then Christian Ellis is fighting for that starting roster spot in the linebackers with Tavai. And you also have Jack Gibbons in the mix. So you have a three-way race going here for that second linebacker spot next to Robert Spillane. And it really is looking like that Christian Ellis could be the second starter. The Patriots matched his contract because they did not want to lose him, and they saw the potential with Christian Ellis. So it's really easily that he could jump right ahead of Jahlani Tavai, who we see going into practice even before Tavai got hurt again. We saw from Andrew. I'm not going to try to. I'm not even going to try. Shout out to Andrew. He tweeted this out. Christian Ellis was right beside Robert Spillane in the initial top defense on their first day of training camp. So that's what you saw. He was the number one guy. I know Jahlani Tavai just got activated off the PUP list, but he might easily just, if he gets hurt again, he could be on the bench, and Christian Ellis could be that starting linebacker. So I hope he's healthy. I think that Christian Ellis, though, is going to be, I think he's going to be that second starting linebacker. And our last winner of the first week of training camp, it's Jared Wilson. And Jared Wilson, as a lineman, has just been all over the field. If you want to go into left guard, if you want to go into right guard, center, Jared Wilson is your guy. This came from Mark Daniels. And Will Campbell, he's actually been looking really good. He's another winner. He was taking on Keon White one-on-one, winning. He was taking on Anthony Jennings one-on-one, winning. But Jared Wilson has been the biggest surprise. And on Friday, you saw he played 3 different positions with the top offensive line. They're rotating him in and out. He's taking reps at center, he's taking reps at left guard, and he's taking reps at right guard. And the left guard and the center spot is wide open where you have Cole Strange, and you don't know after that, and Garrett Bradbury, who's not the greatest center, so he could easily lose a spot. Me personally, from what I've seen from Jared Wilson, from what I've read, from what I've seen on videos, I think that he will start at center. And people were saying that, yeah, he could rotate in throughout throughout the season, he might become that center. I think by week 1, he might be that Drake Maye's best buddy once we come to week 1 against the Raiders, because Garrett Bradbury, yeah, he looks good, but Wilson has been that number 1 guy. And I talked about him playing center. He's trying to get on page with Drake Maye. There was a spot in training camp, and he fumbled a snap. There was a miscommunication between him and Drake Maye, and they fumbled a snap. Well, we saw after practice, one Patriots reporter tweeted it out and said that after a botch snap, Drake Maye and Jared Wilson stayed back after practice for some extra work, and they posted a video or posted a picture of it of just no one else on the field, just them two just practicing snaps. So if he's really trying to get better at center, I think that's where the Patriots know where he's going to be come week 1, because I really think that he's going to be a starter over Garrett Bradbury. But you guys tell me, what do you guys think? Who's going to be the starting center? Is it going to be Garrett Bradbury? Type GB if you think it's going to be Bradbury, or type JW if it's going to be Jared Wilson. We got a whole slate of videos throughout the week coming on training camp, so make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're on our way to 27,000 subs. And if you want to keep the conversation going, my DMs are always open. You could always tweet at me at @TheRealAlper, or give me a follow on Instagram @TheRealAlper. So go ahead and give me a follow. And as always, let's go Pats.